M.Reck TV. This M.Reck TV content is sponsored by thestreamboss.com. Get all your new TV shows, favorite movies, and everything from here. Sports, pay-per-view, go to thestreamboss.com.
What year did you get locked up? I'm trying to understand.
I went in 88.
88, wow.
November 25th, a Friday on 88. And I came home in 2002.
Okay, you came home in 2002. So when you came home, Fat Joe was already Fat Joe, of course.
Right? No, he was already made. Pun was already gone. The Terror Squad was on the scene. Like, Joe was a major figure.
Yeah, when Pun had passed away in 2000.
Pun passed away in 2000. That's right.
Yeah, wow. So what is your relationship with the other Terror Squad members, the rappers and stuff like that?
What, as far as now?
I mean, just back then when you came home, what was it like when you came home, when you first came home?
I came home and went straight to the top general spot. The dude that was holding that spot down was Full Flex. Rest in peace. You know what I mean? I G-checked him my second day home because, he just wasn't trying to bow down. I'm like, my man, I just did almost 15 years. You know what I mean? You're not going to talk to me. And I know you from back in the days. You wasn't popping off like that. So you've been bluffing these dudes. You've been bluffing these dudes for the last 10 years. But the big dog is home now, you know? So I basically backed out on him, pistol whipped him a couple of times. And Joe was like, yo, just don't shoot him, Charlie. Don't shoot him. So I went straight to the top general spot. You know what I mean? But, it is what it is. Everybody fell in line. My first priority was always Joe. And, and Joe could never say nothing negative about Charlie Rock. He could never say that I disrespected him. He could never say I stole from him. He could never say I was disloyal. Like, he got nothing negative to say about Charlie Rock.
Got you. So when you came home, you inherit a lot of Fat Joe's beef.
I went right into it head on. What
were some of the beefs, if you can recall? What were some of the rap beefs?
I don't want to mention names, but, I done pulled up on dudes, threw them in trunks, took them over to see Joe, and Joe was shook. Like, no, Charlie, chill. We not in the 80s, nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just let him go. You know what I mean? Like, it was serious like that, Reck. This was my brother.
You talking about rappers? You ain't got to name names. You ain't got to name it. You talking about rappers?
It was one rapper and a couple of other side dudes. Yeah, I pulled up on them early.
And threw him in the trunk. Wow.
Threw him in the trunk. Took him to Joe's house with these dudes in the trunk. Telling him I got something for you. Popped the trunk and Joe got shook. He was shook. He was like, yo, what are you doing? You crazy.
You the truth. Oh man, that's live. That's live. That's the type of dude I want in my circle. That's live.
And he didn't appreciate M.Reck. He didn't appreciate none of that, man. He didn't appreciate the bond that we had. He didn't appreciate the love that I had for him. He didn't appreciate the brotherhood, the loyalty. Reck, I was punching dudes in the face, in the penile, for trying to tell me that Biggie was a better rapper than Joe.
Ooh, say word.
That's how your boy was giving it up. I done punched a few dudes in the yard in the face for trying to tell me that Biggie was a better rapper than Joe. I mean, that's just how I was giving it up. That's my brother. I ain't trying to hear nothing.
Dudes love Big. Dudes love Big. You know what I'm saying?
I got love for Big, but at the time, Joe was my favorite rapper. That was my brother. You couldn't tell me nothing.
Yo, you bringing Big up, I want to ask you this, because Fat Joe mentioned he did a whole...
The Cap King. Joe is the Cap King. Like, I don't understand how Joe, he got to know that we know that he's lying. Like, he got to know this. I never knew him to do drugs. That's one of the things I always respected about Joe. Joe never smoked weed. You know, he never did no hard drug. Even back then, he never smoked weed, like, you know. But nowadays, I'm starting to think he must be on something. The homie went online and said he did an album with Biggie Smalls. Puffy produced it, but it never dropped and nobody never heard it. What the fuck?
Yo, look, he said it was a whole album with him and Big dissing Tupac.
Yeah. He said it was a whole album. I think he said they did like 4 or 5 songs. Puffy produced the songs, but it never dropped and nobody never heard the album. Nobody never heard it. Is this dude wilding or what? Like, I could be here for 5 hours with the capping that this man be doing.
Now,
like, he really forgets that people know him from back then. Like, he's rich and famous. He's rich and famous. So I guess he feel he could say whatever he wants, and the average dude is gonna believe him. And he don't realize that there's a million dudes like myself that know him from back then, and we know you wasn't doing the shit you saying, my man. You wildin'.
This M.Reck TV content is sponsored by thestreamboss.com. Get all your new TV shows, favorite movies, and everything from here. Sports, pay-per-view, go to thestreamboss.com. M.Reck TV.